Hi guys, and welcome back to the first kind of video like this on my channel, and that is a July bullet journal video or setup video. Now, I have been obsessed with bullet journals and bullet journal videos since about May this year when my friend Megan, or Strawberry17, did hers, and since watching hers, I fell into sort of spiral of just watching bullet journal videos. And I went and got one, and I made it for like May at the time, but I didn't really use it too much. So it sort of fell behind, but then June came around and I stuck at it. My June was full, and I was busy. I was away a lot of June. But I made sure to fill it out, I kept at it, and I've been talking about it a lot on my streams, and I've been posting about it on my Instagram. Both of those are smajor1995, the link is in the description of every video if you want to follow me over on both, check me out. But I have been talking and been obsessed about this month's with that. Now, I basically learned with bullet journaling that not everything needs to be perfect, and as you can see there's a tiny little purple smudge on it, which I can't figure out why that was until after the video was done. I realised that the bottom of one of my pens was burst, so that's why my hands are covered in ink. There's different purple bits all over the pages, but bullet journal sort of taught me to deal with that, and that imperfections can be perfect, and it's really therapeutic. So if you haven't guessed, my theme for this month is going to be Disney. I was trying to think of a theme for it that would resonate with everyone, and if you're a fan of my channel, you know I'm a massive fan of Disney. So the two just seemed to be a good idea together, and I went with it, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. So I'll give a little rundown if you don't know what a bullet journal is, and basically it's a place for you to write everything you want and keep yourself organized, but it's fully customizable. So if you see things in here that you want to do in yours, you can add them. If there's things in here that you don't need in yours, you don't need to. That's the beauty of a bullet journal, is it's completely customizable to you. And that's one of the things that I loved about it. Like, I was never able to keep a diary, like a written one or just a planning one. I'm always very bad with it. But I found a bullet journal to be quite relaxing for me, and I use it as a sort of stress reliever, and I've really enjoyed having it for that purpose. So obviously, this being my first one, you can tell I tried to make like the background look super aesthetic with pens and some photos of my friends, a little stitch in my phone case, just trying to make it look cute, and I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. You should have seen me fighting with the tripod and the ring light to get this all set up over my desk. I had to clear everything away, but it's worth it. It's one video every month I need to do. If you all enjoy this, I can do another one. If you don't enjoy it, I don't need to do them. I can keep it to myself and my streams, but I'd been asking the streams what they wanted and if they wanted one of this, and everyone said yes. So as you can see here, what I'm filling out is actually little items that each princess is sort of known for. So we have like a fork to do with Ariel, the frying pan to do with Rapunzel, an arrow to do with Merida, we've got a rose to do with Belle, a needle to do with Aurora, and I know it's a spinning needle but I couldn't fit that on, so we just went for a normal needle. And I have a snowflake to do with Elsa. So bullet journals can be fun. I don't normally do them all in one sitting because it's a lot of overlapping, you sort of sketch it all out and then you go over it in pen. And it's a lot of work just sitting doing it in one sitting, which I wasn't used to, especially since I was also sort of stuck to one angle I could do it at so that it stayed in frame, because I'm used to sort of moving my journal about, and I maybe do it over the course of 3 or 4 days before the next month. So that was an interesting thing that I'm probably going to need to get used to, is sort of filling it out in longer periods, which I wasn't used to. As you'll see when it comes to the habit tracker and some of the numbers, I don't actually fill all of them out, I just fill some of them out. And then I'll fill them all out in my own time, because you don't really need to see it, you get the idea. So for the mood tracker, I thought, why not try Mickey ears? And honestly, I never want to see another circle again, because my god, that was a pain. But I think it looked cute in the outcome. Is that the right word? It looked cute in the end anyway. So I was happy with it. Now, if you don't know what a mood tracker is a way for you to sort of keep track of your mood every day, and then when you look back at it at the end of the month, you can see if you had a really good month, a really bad month, try and figure out what it was that made you have the good days, what it was that made you have the bad days, and if you can replicate that. So it's quite an interesting thing that I never really thought about until having the bullet journal, and it's a lot of fun being able to sort of look back and be like, oh, I like this thing and I like that thing. And one of the things I added in my June spread, which I added in this one as well, is a daily review thing, which I'll explain a bit more into, but it kind of ties in with your mood tracker, which I love. Also, you can see there my hands were getting really sore. Like, I've not wrote this much since I was in like school. So I'm not used to it, but my hands were aching, but I was going to persevere. I was going to fill those numbers. I also realized that I meant to draw 31 Mickey ears, and I drew 30 because there's 31 days in July. So I panicked and I just fit a tiny little Mickey ear in there. That'll do. It's fine. So this is my habit tracker. Now, your habit tracker could be anything you want to track. For me, I like to track the days I upload to YouTube, the days I stream on Twitch, the days I post on Instagram, if I can drink 3 glasses of water a day, if I don't drink any soda that day, if I can spend no money that day, if I work out that day, or if I'm up before 11 AM that day. So, as you can tell, I tried to go for a little simple thing. Last year, or last month rather, I did little Polaroids, which I loved, but I didn't want to do the same theme twice in a row anyway. So I went for this sort of simple one, which I really liked. I'm not going to fill out all these boxes with the numbers because it's really tedious. Habit trackers are worth it, trust me, but they are a pain to fill out. You can tell I get a bit bored there and sort of put it down. Also, there was a little cut, and there's still going to be a little couple more cuts because my camera only films in like 26-minute segments and then cuts off. So I was trying to keep an eye on that, but there was some points where I maybe missed it for a couple seconds. So here you can see I sort of just fill out some of it, sort of lay out the box pattern, but then I don't fill out the rest. I will do that in the future. I'll do it before July, or maybe even into July. It doesn't matter too much. As long as I can keep track of those things, I'm good to go. I really enjoy being able to track this stuff because it's interesting to see how much I do upload in a month or how much I stream in a month. Obviously, this month I didn't get to stream as much in June because I was in America for 2 weeks. But the months before I got to stream, it's funny to see what days I also fall into a pattern. Now, this is something I should have had in my bullet journal at the start, but I never added it. So I've put it in here for all of you in case you want it in yours if you're maybe starting one. And we're only 6 months left of the year, so it's a good time to do it. And that is a yearly spread, like a year in review kind of thing. And I found this one that I really liked because a lot of the year in reviews are just tiny little calendars, and I can't really write what I'm doing in that. Whereas this way, I've got each calendar has like the month, the dates, and I can sort of color in those little numbers for like when I'm away, when I'm not. But there's also a big space next to it for me to be able to write like, I'm away in this place from these dates, and I'm away at this place for those dates, and I've got this thing on then. And it sort of can be pretty vague, and then when it comes into the actual month, I'm able to write in the actual monthly calendar thing a lot more detailed. Now, I didn't fill out these boxes because I was tired and didn't want to write more numbers, but I'm glad I didn't, because as you can see in the August one, I've put the Sunday as the first, which isn't true. I just didn't think about it. Luckily, past me was lazy, and it saved a mistake because writing mistakes in your bullet journals isn't the end of the world. There's so many mistakes. I don't use a ruler. I tried for the first month, and it was just so stressful trying to make things straight, really perfect. And I thought, you know what? I don't want this. I'm going to freehand everything. And I actually kind of like how it all comes out. It comes out in a kind of sketchy fashion, which I'm really a fan of. Also, that Twitch logo is back to front. I couldn't tell when I was doing it. I just knew something looked weird. It wasn't until I looked at the logo that it was actually back to front. The little speech bubble bit at the bottom should be at the left. Also, if you see my bullet journal moving, it's because my fan was on, because it is so warm in the UK right now. Ridiculously warm. So I've also been spreading out these little quotes, like the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And that's a quote by Walt Disney, same as the it's kind of fun to do the impossible one at the start. I love sort of filling in these little quotes, and I often forget when to put them in. I wish I probably added in more than I do, which is why later on I have a whole double page spread of just Disney quotes. Thought it'd be sort of cute. Now you may be thinking at the moment, like, there's not too much Disney in this for it to be a Disney spread, and I know, do not worry, because I'm going to add in little doodles after. Now, the camera was dying, so I'm not able to show you me doing the doodles, but I can show you that after the doodles are done. So don't worry, you'll get to see them all. I'll be posting pictures of this on my Instagram story and on my Instagram, so go and follow me over at smajor1995. Link, as I said, is in the description of every video. And if you have a bullet journal, tag me on Instagram. If you decide to copy this theme, tag me on Instagram. I want to see what you do. I love to get inspiration from looking at other bullet journals, and I just really enjoy seeing what other people come up with. Now this is something I added which I love. So that's a little memories page where I can put little Polaroid pictures. I got a HB Sprocket and measure out the squares, and last month in June I added ones from my trip to Disney, when I went to VidCon. It looked super cute. And this month in July, my sister's getting married, so I'm assuming that most of that's going to be full of those. But it's a fun little thing if you have a sprocket to put in. Even if you don't and you just have a normal printer, you could just print out pictures and put them in that way. That's also another fun way to sort of incorporate stuff. I'm not a big fan of like printing pictures of like, here's a flower and here's a tree. That could be totally your style and you go for it. But I really like being like sketchy. Also, I have a tattoo, which is Ohana, and it's from Lilo and Stitch, and the full quote is, Ohana means family, family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Now, Stitch is my all-time favourite Disney character, and I'm so attached to that film, and the quote's so nice. And when I was in LA, me, CPK and Aurelian all decided to go and get tattoos, and that one just felt right for me. It was the first tattoo I've ever had, but I'm in love with it. It looks super simple, it's super cute, it's chic, I love it. Now I'm just giving you a quick flick through right now. You could leave your bullet journal in black and white, some people do. I like adding a bit of colour, which I will show you in a minute. Now the other thing is, because I sketched out everything, it meant there was a lot of erasing that needed done. I also had to keep like taking off the desk and sweeping off the rubber erasings and then putting back on, sweeping off the rubber erasings. It was just a whole mission, to be honest, but it's fine. We did it. It looked cute when it was all erased. Also, if you do use like a pencil and then go over it, make sure to hold down your page ends, because the amount of times that I would rub out and forget and then it would wrinkle the page, and it's so upsetting. It's just the worst, honestly. So here is the bullet journal in full colour. I'm going to leave you all with the sort of cinematic shots and a little overview I do at the end, flicking through all the pages. You can see all the little doodles I've done of like Minnie bows, Donald hat, Baymax eyes. This thing in the top corner is meant to be bolts, like the dog bolt, lightning bolt thing. I don't know, I thought it looked cute. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, remember to leave a like. It really helps me out. It lets me know that you want to see more of this. Remember to comment down below what you think of the spread, if you have a bullet journal, what your theme is for the month, and if you enjoyed the video. But I will leave you all with this. Remember to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!